Welcome back, everybody. This is Aretha in New York City, Ground Zero. I hope you can hear me, and I hope you're taking care of yourselves. So, today I'm talking about Shirley Chisholm. She was born Shirley Anita St. Hill, November 30th, 1924, in a predominantly black neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. She spent part of her childhood with her maternal grandmother in Barbados. She attended Brooklyn College, CUNY, where the professors encouraged her to go into politics, but she declined, telling them that she had the double handicap of being both black and a woman. She became a teacher instead. She received her master's in teaching from Columbia University. During that time, she would meet her first husband, Conrad, who was an investigator for the New York City's Bureau of Medical Services. They remained married until 1977. In 1977, she wed Arthur Hardwick Jr. She worked as a teacher, a director of a child care center, and an educational consultant for the New York City Bureau of Child Welfare. In the 1960s, she was active in organizations against racial and gender inequality. She joined the local chapters of the League of Women Voters and the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP. In 1964, Chisholm became the second African American in the New York State Legislature. In 1968, Chisholm became the first black congresswoman. 4 years later, in 1972, at the age of 47, Shirley Chisholm, alongside her husband Conrad Chisholm, were on stage at the Concord Baptist Church in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, and there she announced that she was running for president. This is what she said at the time: "I'm not the candidate of Black America, although I'm black and proud. I'm not the candidate of the women's movement of this country, although I'm a woman, and I'm equally proud of that. I am the candidate of the people of America." And the slogan for her candidacy, and I would dare say her life, was "Unbought and Unbossed." Chisholm became the first woman and black person to run for president. Chisholm was always aware that it was highly likely that she would not win. Some argued that her candidacy was a ploy to ensure that black representation in the cabinet position when the Democrats won. So they're just trying to put some fear into the white Democrats. I don't know. Her presidential candidacy was met with discrimination and lack of support. For example, white feminist Gloria Steinem supported the white male Democratic candidate. Further, members of the Black Congressional Caucus did not support her, partially because of sexism, as well as not viewing her as a viable candidate. And in the public sphere, she faced general ridicule, such as comedian Red Fox famously said, "I sure as hell prefer Raquel Welch to Shirley Chisholm." He was running some kind of beauty contest when she was running for president. In 1982, Chisholm said, when I ran for president, I met more discrimination as a woman than for being black. Men are men." She said, again, "If you wait for a man to give you a seat, you'll never have one. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair." Throughout her career, Chisholm pursued legislation that was aligned with her background. She was the oldest of 4 daughters. Her parents were immigrants. Her father, Charles St. Hill, was a factory worker from Guyana. Her mother, Ruby Seal St. Hill, was a seamstress from Barbados who worked as a domestic worker. So it was not surprising that Shirley Chisholm, during her 14 years as a representative of New York City District, helped pass legislation extending unemployment benefits to domestic workers, providing daycare centers for working mothers, fighting for Head Start, school lunches, food stamps, and held hearings on the Vietnam War. Speaking about her legacy, Chisholm said, "When I die, I want to be remembered as a woman who lived in the 20th century and who dared to be a catalyst for change. I'd like them to say that Shirley Chisholm had guts. That's how I would want to be remembered." End quote. She died on January 1st, 2005, at home in Osborne, Florida. So the first thing if Shirley Chisholm could hear us, I'd tell her that in terms of black men, 80% of black men voted for Harris, Vice President Harris. So they've made some moves in terms of supporting women, black women. The key takeaways from this I want to be, Chisholm said being black and a woman were handicaps to becoming a politician. But destiny is destiny. Don't listen to what people say, just be who you are meant to be. People are most likely to pursue policies. That's the second point. People are most likely to pursue policies that reflect their backgrounds. Unlike what you're led to believe, there's no way a billionaire can feel the same way about policies as a person who grew up in your neighborhood and actually likes you. Third point, sometimes like in the 2024 elections, people will vote against their best interests because of racism and sexism. Focus on the policies, not on the gender and the complexion of the person. And the fourth thing about Chisholm, sometimes she didn't win the presidency, but she won her leg of the race in the marathon. Because of her, more black people went into politics. Because of her, we had Obama, we had Vice President Harris, we had other people running. So keep on running your leg of the race to the best of your abilities. Thank you for listening. Be well.